Back! We are still in game 1 of the first quarterfinal between Thijs and Kobe. And we have a Murmuring Mystic facing off against a Gate Colossus here. And I see a Invent on the stack. No, I see an expansion explosion on the stack. Not sure what it's copying here. And a lot of floating mana disappearing again. Okay, let's hope that the people find their way back into the chat. We had 21 viewers. Now they're all gone. One sad panda. Okay, in the battle of Gate Colossus versus Murmuring Mystic and friends. We have some people flowing back already. Welcome back. Okay, we had some technical difficulties, but we put a cable through the entire house and internet is working again. What do you know? Exterminate! That's what I want to do with internet issues. There we go. Okay, so Kobe trying to figure out what his play is going to be. There's the search for Ascanta. That's been in his hand the entire time already. We saw that being played and bounced. Too many people on your Wi-Fi. One of the possibilities, yeah. We tried to kick them off the Wi-Fi first, but that didn't really seem to help. So we ended up putting a cable all the way from the router in the back of the house up the stairs, and now it's one of the many cables that are behind from me right now. But at least we are back online, and we're still in game 1, so we haven't even missed that much of our first match here. Still a Kubu's turn, contemplating. I see an Electro Dominance hiding in his hand. And what I'm guessing is invent, whatever. The thing. And in these kinds of mirrors, I guess this button is applicable.
One eternity later.
Did that actually come through? Did my soundboard break as well? Is everything breaking? Hello?
One eternity later.
Okay, it's working. It's just a bit quiet. Cable connection, best connection, soundboard works. Okay, so we are up and running. All the starting issues out the way. We should be good for the rest of the day. As soon as these players decide to continue, see growth spiral on the table on Thijs' side. Probably an indication that priority has been passed. You really need to look for the exciting things in these mirror matches. And we're back to 21 viewers. In this dead moment, let's say hello to everybody that I don't think is a bot. Boxy Baby, hey, long time no see. Bragatrack, Bundy, 2180, Draggy, Neomir. We have some viewers from Austria, Outpost Candace watching. That's probably a whole group of people. Ooh, as we see an invert being played. An invert to kill. Oh, an invert to kill the Murmuring Mystic with Electro Dominance. Not exactly the use case for that card. In the meantime, welcome Sick82, Silver Shiva, Soraya, Summer, Tom, Tay, Thomas van der Palt, and Warrior Blade. Welcome everybody. Hey, we are all famous here. As a Gate Colossus smashes through unblocked past a bunch of tokens, and a bunch of tokens smash over a Gate Colossus right now. That Gate Colossus is the W for game 1. Unless Thijs finds an answer for it right here, right now. He has that memorial to go dig if he needs it. Ooh, we have a second wilderness Reclamation for Thijs. Kobe is retapping some of the manas. Mana. And I'm not sure what that is. Thijs, what else is hiding in your deck? I have no idea what Thijs just put on the table. What? Scry 3, draw 3? Ah, precognitive perception. Whew. Yeah, there we go. Ha, found it. Thank you, Thomas, for the keen eye there. I was wondering, I thought it was essence capture. Looks a bit like that art. And we have a Nexus of Fate popping onto the table. It's been invented, and we're in between two triggers from the Wilderness Reclamations here. It's almost hard to believe that this is sort of a mirror match. Both of them are more Wilderness Reclamation decks than they are Gates decks, though there's a lot of overlap between those two decks, of course. Second Wilderness Reclamation trigger resolves, untaps his lands while he has 5 floating, so that's 15 in total here. And that's a Nexus. So for 1 more damage, 1 purple Viking. Yeah, purple t-shirt and my face is all red. I don't know what's going on. I think I ate too much of my delicious spaghetti squash. Also, welcome Saiwu, welcome Sweden! Such a multinational crowd already, with proof of 2 countries. If you're not from Belgium or Sweden and you're lurking in the chat, just post your nationality. I'm curious to find out. 30 viewers already, rising quickly. The goal is, I believe, 63. That's the cap our previous Invitational reached. And that's during this boring ass control matchup. It's not boring. Maybe just a little bit. No, it's really cool here seeing Thijs really grind out that Wilderness Reclamation, starting an extra turn off the Nexus of Fate. Last year you watched from Portugal. Yeah, right. I remember that actually. So let's see if Thijs manages to either get his life total over 8 to survive a Gate Colossus hit, or if he manages to find 1 extra damage or an extra turn. There's no burn in his deck, so Growth Spiral. So what are his options? In fact, he has an expansion explosion of his own, but I think he might have already played it. He has another Blink of an Eye, so he could use that to bounce the Gate Colossus, but that's about it in his main deck. So generating large amounts of money. He drew next. Oh my god. That's just disgusting. If he actually drew Nexus off this turn. Taps the Wilderness Reclamation to indicate that trigger has resolved, untaps infinite amounts of mana, has 9 floating, shows a Nexus of Faith, and Kobu scoops them up. Okay, having lethal on the board, looking in a rather comfortable position. Kobe still loses to Nexus of Fate, drawing into another, well, not another copy of Nexus of Fate, the same copy of Nexus of Fate, and we are off to game 2. I'm streaming from home. This is Gent. The Invitational is played on my attic. The rest of the players are in my living room, and I'm here in my streaming bunk. So pretty cool. Everybody got invited here. We had some a nice meal together, and now we are getting into the actual nitty-gritty of the Invitational. Why isn't Sander co-commentating? Because he's in the bracket. And I don't want to share deck lists before they are in the know. So technically, well, technically Sander could be here to help commentating. But maybe after the quarterfinals are done, or after we have some losing quarterfinalists, we can look at having some people in here with me. Would he be co-commentating if he lost his match versus Alan? That's a possibility. We can look over at the bracket. Actually, both Kobe also wanted to do some commenting, so if Kobe were to lose, he'll be very welcome to come to the booth. We'll have to reconfigure a little bit here, as the current setup doesn't really allow for a second person, because I have the microphone is right here, and then I'll have to put somebody else right there, showing them gains as well by accident. But that's what's going on as well. In the meantime, our players are sideboarding, and they'll get to remove a bunch of their anti-aggro cards. So for Kobe, that means he gets room for negates, and that's pretty much it, actually. His other sideboard cards are Crushing Canopy, Dual Shot, Gaia's Blessing. I don't think Gaia's Blessing is what he needs here. A Ravenous Daggertooth and Shivan Fire. So 4 negates coming in, though. That's going to be very relevant in these combats. He has a bunch of things he can take out for that. But what? I think, yeah, Root Snare. But the Root Snares are kind of... They're also sort of... an extra turn. But yeah, sideboard Fortes has Skitter Eels, Eel just 1, 3 negates, 1 Spell Pierce, 3 Crushing Canopy, 4 Druid of the Cowl, that's interesting, and Dimir Informant. What exactly is Dimir Informant? Is that the 1/4 that surveys to? Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what the plan is here. Obviously the negates and maybe even the Spell Pierces are coming in, even though Spell Pierce is super awkward in this matchup. So yeah, let's go Team Wrecking Ball. Okay, Savage Bell, welcome. We have some very clear fanships here. And yes, everybody in this 8-player event is an awesome player. Though some have been selected more for community building prowess than actual playing. So we certainly have some people that have a more competitive pedigree, as we would say, than others. But then again, everybody can have a dream, and you never know what someone can achieve. I mean, we've had more than one unlikely winner in both Gentry Opens and Gentry Invitational so far. This is the format where everything is possible as long as you believe. Believe. Okay, that got awkward. Sorry about that. So I have an auto moderator which takes out offensive words, and apparently Silver Shivas. I wonder if Alan and Quickie will go for the mono red mirror. Got flagged for being sexual. You cannot have Sander the Quickie in the chat, apparently. Let's allow this. Quickie, you are allowed into the chat. Believe. I wonder if Alan and Quickie will go for the mono red mirror. There we go, in all of its sexual glory in the chat. Rawr! This is what the Happy Viking truly stands for. Sexual freedom. apparently, according to the auto moderators. Alright. In the meantime, they're almost done sideboarding. Is this PG-13? This is Twitch stream. Twitch has a very extensive terms of service that disallows lots of things. I cannot take my t-shirt off, for example. Well, I can, but only if my nipples are covered. I mean, it's like I'm wearing pasties all the time in case I can't suppress the desire to rip off my shirt, I guess. Okay, it's getting really hard to fill the void here in between the games. Just use some nipple tape. Apparently, nipple tape is sexual as well. There we go. Get some duct tape. Alright. Wait, what's going on? Are we presenting the presented deck? I think Kobe just cut his own deck, not realizing that it was his. And okay, we are off for game 2. Apparently, cleavage is also sexual enough to be blocked by the moderator. I'm allowing cleavage in my chat. Tom. I hope you're doing better. And if you're still feeling bad enough that you wouldn't have been able to play, I hope you're enjoying the stream at least. Let's hope we don't have any more issues and that we get to enjoy ourselves for the rest of the day. And seeing the choices that some of the people made might take a while. We just had a 40-minute game 1. It's good that we didn't see all of it. Both players are mulliganing as well, so going down to 6, taking their sweet time. I do wonder, like, did players decide that they were going to shuffle extra just to see what I would be talking about? I mean, we talked about nipple tape already. Duct tape was actually a military invention during World War II and got its name for being waterproof. It was used to carry ammunition from ships to shore. Also, fun fact, it really sticks badly to skin. Like all those movies where you see people like duct taped on their face is bullshit. Like, you can just, if you do this, it just falls off. You're here in spirit, coughing my lungs out and wanting to cut my foot off. That sounds like it's good that you're only here in spirit. Ooh, we see a juicy hand from Thijs there. Double wilderness, reclamation, island, forest, and just enough. Yeah, and an opt. I didn't see what else was in the hand. In the meantime, Kobe mulliganing down to 5 and being down a game. That's unfortunate. Where's my sad violin? Where's my sad violin? Let's see Kobe pull this one out. Triple growth spiral. Funky decks to start with either way. Yes, both of them are reclamation decks. I'm not sure if this is... Yeah, this is Kobe going down to 5 still. I wish I had you in here as well. It would have been nice to have another very different deck in this playoff. 5 cards for Kobe. I see 3 lands, wilderness reclamation, 4 lands, wilderness reclamation. Yes, 4 lands, wilderness reclamation. Tom would have played blue-green mares. So Vine Mare with game 1 was won by Thijs. Tom's decklist was Vine Mare Auras, Blue Green Horse Beat Down Temple. By the way, Happy Viking, what's up with the new mulligan rule being tested by Wizards? Yeah, it's the London mulligan. It's going to premiere in Pro Tour Grand Prix London at the end of April. And oh, they killed they killed the live total viewer. What did you do? Okay, no live totals. It's largely irrelevant anyway. Oh, but let's put it back in the screen. We can help them. No, I cannot help them do that. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, and we're on our way. Yes, there's a new mulligan rule where if you want to mulligan for the first time, you get to choose any number of cards in your hand. You may put those on the bottom and then draw up to the Search of Azcanta. That's not Search of Azcanta. Draw up to the original number of lands. Wait, where did Search of Azcanta go? Search for Azcanta. Okay. We had a growth spiral for Kobe to develop, so he is getting back on the board. And it's pretty scary for him to throw anything here. He just has to be patient and hope that he can draw enough card draw and optimizing. Will the new rule affect the open? Right now it's only experimental and only for Magic Fest London. So that means that the open will still have the original mulligan rule. It's a good question though. It actually affects deck building in a very big way. Okay, and we have the first Wilderness Reclamation. But it gets met with a negate from Kobe. That gives Kobe a window as well to play something of his own here. This might have been Thijs getting a bit greedy, feeling like he has a very big advantage compared to Kobe. Wilderness Reclamation of his own. Untaps all that land and has Spellpierce Recollect available. The open is on Saturday the 20th of April. Spellpierce takes care of another Wilderness Reclamation there. So suddenly Thijs has been reduced to getting that Search of Azcanta going. Yes, it's on a Saturday. And we have Recollect. An interesting choice, I think. Recollect, but now I did miss what he returned. I think it was negate. Yeah, and he returned a negate. 5 cards in the graveyard for Thijs, so that Search for Azcanta is not getting activated. 6 cards now. So next upkeep, Thijs could have a transformed Search for Azcanta, and once that happens, it's looking very dire for Kobe. End of turn, invent. New dire Kobe, a new Asian style beast. But the invent gets negated. As Thijs untaps. He doesn't need to mill the card here, but he chooses to anyway. Transforms his Search for Azcanta. Thijs is not allowed to invent anything anymore. I see 2 more split cards, so there's an Invent Invest and a maybe an Explosion Expansion hiding there. Yeah, that's Expansion Explosion as well. But these can now sit on Search for Ascanta and counter mana as well. I think that's an upkeep invent. Yes, that was an upkeep invent. Ooh, oh yeah, Crushing Canopy destroys enchantment, so they bring in Crushing Canopy as well. It's actually really good. 37 people in the stream. Ascended Angel, welcome. Blanco, who else is new? Burning Fist, Alot, Friedens, Griffarian, Catern, Kyle, Master Fit, so many people. Pooby, Polizei, Ruby the Fox, Savage Bell, Senda from Astid. Who else is new? Tate, V and K. I keep seeing them and I have no clue who they are. Virgo Pros and Vinan Swiftblade. Interesting. Alright, welcome everybody to the Gentry Invitational. We're in game 2 between Thijs and Kobe. Thijs is 1 game up, has a transformed Search for Ascanta, and Kobe is just recovering still from a mulligan to 5, but has a Wilderness Reclamation up. He just played the negate that he had in hand, so I'm not sure what the last card is. Thijs managed to invent for a Search for a Nexus of Fate, and if I'm not mistaken has Expansion Explosion in his hand, so is well poised to take this first match of the Invitational. Crushing Canopy is such a good card, yes, especially right now. It just offers you a lot of flexibility as we have a Glimmer. Savage Bell, welcome to the longboat. Grab an oar and join the adventure. So, Glimmer of Possibilities. Oh, if people are gonna start subbing and Glimmer? Wait, Glimmer of Possibilities, right? Wait, what? What of possibilities? Shimmer of Jesus. Jeez Louise. Shimmer, there we go. Shimmer of Possibility. Okay. Kobe still developing his mana, but against a active... what's the Search for Ascanta's backside? Search for Ascanta... Transform! Ascanta the Sunken Ruin. Against a active Ascanta the Sunken Ruin, it's going to be very difficult. How could this happen to me? That's probably what's going on in Kobe's mind right now. Had the win on the table in game 1 and then saw it slip away as Thijs cast Nexus of Fate into another Nexus of Fate. Well, the same Nexus of Fate, obviously, in a what looked like a 30 card library still. So there was a bit of luck involved there. Got to go. Hope Lars wins this. Well, Lars is one of the people, well, everybody here has the potential to win, and Kobe extends the hand. That means that match 1 of the Gentry Invitational is over already.